What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? I'm sorry for being late. I'm sorry for being late. We are here. We are here. In this rainy LA afternoon. And no, I don't have my studio lights on. No, I don't. But welcome, my red-blooded Americans and non-Americans alike. We're here to talk about this whole Beyonce thing. She got caught stealing again. And if y'all go back to an old episode that I did about a year and a half ago, I did a whole video on how Beyonce and Jay-Z and them niggas be stealing music. And we're going to get into it. The Tiffany Red has been calling her out and calling not just Beyonce out, but the industry overall, calling the industry out for stealing. What up, Show? What up, DJ Show? In the chat. Yeah. So she got caught stealing, and there's a movement being made right now with the publishers union, with the writers, and how the writers are now starting to come together, and it's being shown how the music industry is truly messed up. So today, we're going to get into how messed up the music industry is. We're going to talk about that, talk about how it's structured, and then we're going to talk about a few other things. What y'all need, this is what y'all need to do. I'm going to be back in 1 minute. What y'all need to do is take this, copy it, and put it in your Instagram stories and put the link in your stories and share it. Share it to your Twitter, share it to your Facebook. Pass it on around to people out there. Let them know we about to be talking that shit. Got the UK in the house. What's up, Greg? Hey. So it's Bismarck T. We up in here. I'm going to get back in like 1 minute. But what I need y'all to do in this 1 minute that I'm gone is I need y'all to share this video to everybody you know. All right? We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hotep Ish with your host, Dewan B. Intelligent Ish Talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
So Beyonce still in country music. What's up, y'all? What's up, Devin? I see you down there. What's up, C. Vesey? There we go. I had to go to my phone. I had to go to my Twitter and like take the picture. I told y'all what I was doing. What the fuck is that, an ad? I was trying to post my shit and the goddamn ad popped up. Twitter, you bitch. Always putting up ads and shit. Here we go. See, I had to put it up. Oh, this is me right here. Look at this is me talking. Okay, I'm live. Okay. And this is me posting. So that's what y'all need to do. Y'all need to post this shit. All right? We are here. We are here. Lord, I wish. Let me see how talented y'all are in the chat room. Let's see if anybody got a non-fat joke to hit me on. If I was looking at me in this camera right now, I got about 15 things to talk about before I get to weight. That's because I got talent with these jokes. You niggas obviously don't. No Ramon Anwar. There's gonna always be that one person. We gonna start it over, and I appreciate you, brother Ramon Anwar, but no. He said he asked, "Is it still going to negotiate it?" I'm glad you asked. So we're here to talk about. What goes on in the music industry. And this goes in alignment for anybody who's been listening to me to any amount of time. I'm turning my preaching music on. For anybody who's been listening to me any amount of time, you know I've been talking about this for a long time. So what we have today, I'm going to be showing video, is video proof of a lot of things that we've been talking about. How artists steal and how they take and how they prey upon the weak. Artists like Jay-Z, Beyonce. And Jay-Z and Beyonce are just the most egregious. They ain't the only ones. The great songwriter Tiffany Red has been exposing how they get down in the music industry. About how music is taken. And about how things are happening. Let me let y'all listen to it in her words.
They follow me on social media, follow the 100%ers.
Let's see here. No, let me go to the right video because I didn't pre-do none of this.
I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone.
That's one of them. I'm gonna show y'all that one too.
You know, there's so many people that are saying, these songwriters don't have to work with.
Here it is. Here we go. Let's go to some of Tiffany's videos that she's doing.
You know, there's so many people that are saying, these songwriters don't have to work with Beyonce if they don't want to. No one's holding a gun to their head. The opportunity is the gun to their head. To walk away from your opportunities is a privilege that everyone does not have. Doesn't have the high power manager or the high power lawyer to negotiate these fire ass deals, right? So when you go in there, you're by yourself and you're negotiating with somebody like Beyonce and Beyonce's team, negotiating and being like, no, I don't want you to take 25% of the publishing because you didn't write on this song. It's not that simple. It just isn't. And who?
Listen, watch this one here. The truth
spent
about
so much time with so many incredible songwriters with top 10 Billboard hits and they can't pay rent.
These artists are making hundreds of $1,000s a night. The smallest part of your income is publishing. Meanwhile, here's a writer who's making money only from publishing. Why are you taking from that?
You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't be making nothing because people are paying to work.
So as a songwriter, do you just wait for your publishing to get paid, or do you have a fee to even walk into a studio?
Songwriters are
different.
Traditionally not paid, so I get paid the least of everyone. The engineer gets paid every session, studio gets paid,
the producers
get a fee, the management gets commission. I only get paid if is successful.
Breaking you down to where
Really?
you absolutely just like they want you to stay in this place so that you're malleable. They could get you to come and do whatever they need you to do, not pay you, not feed you.
So I just got home from running to Target. And when I was in the car, I heard that song, My Power by Beyonce. And I was listening to those lyrics and they just started to like bother me. Cause I was thinking, listening, and it's saying, you won't take my power. And then when I think about how many songwriters that have written for this woman whose power has been taken, then it made me think about that song, Break My Soul, You Won't Break My Soul. And then I think about how many songwriters' souls have been broken as this woman is taking the publishing, which is the only thing that they have. They're publishing in a big chunk too. Not getting paid, watching an engineer get paid, watching a producer get paid, but you not get paid anything up front. No points, no nothing. The whole industry is changing and evolving, but the business practices are still the same. You're literally watching Beyonce get more famous, rich, bigger off these lyrics that you write, but you don't have anything to show for it. That's breaking somebody's soul. It makes me think about that song, Freedom. Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Freedom, freedom, where are you? Because I need freedom too. We all want to be free. We all want to build generational wealth from our intellectual property and creations that we put out into this world. We don't just want to watch you be rich. How's that free? I think Beyonce is a brilliant.
This is her talking more and more about what's going on. And we're going to break this all down. But I wanted y'all to see where I'm coming from before I break it all down, all right? Once we get into the oh, this is that long one. I don't think I can play this one.
I'm back.
Let me fast forward.
Okay, so
Here we go. Listen to this.
yesterday, I posted some commentary on the conversation around Beyonce and album of the year. And so I just want to clear some things up real quick. So my name is Tiffany Red. I am a songwriter, a Grammy-winning songwriter. I have been writing songs for 17 years. I've been in the music industry my entire adult life. I'm the founder of the 100%ers. I run a nonprofit, and all I do is advocate for the compensation of songwriters. Why? Because I was a songwriter and I walked away from the music business because of the things that I speak about. So I have extensive experience. Almost all of my friends are in the music industry and write for your favorite artists like a Beyonce. So I'm not up on the internet just talking shit and like, you know.
Okay, so I played that part so you know who it is. You're talking about. This is the one more video. Here it is. This is the one video I wanted to play right here.
Okay, so can I tell you guys what I am absolutely loving? I am loving how much Universal's hypocrisy is being called into question right now. It's hilarious. So they pulled all of the music down from TikTok, right? So I want to bring 2 points to y'all. Point one, does Universal having the actual ability to pull down the catalog of all of these artists, all of these songwriters who contributed to these songs and producers who contributed to these songs, to be able to pull down somebody's work from a platform, does that not say you're the boss and we work for you? Were any of these Universal artists or creatives that contributed to this music that got pulled down part of this discussion or decision? No. Us working for ourselves and being independent contractors is cap. So if you haven't, make sure you sign your SCG union authorization card so that we can continue to challenge them. Okay, and point two, Universal kills me with their stance of we are advocating for artists. No, you're not, because if you were, you could just treat them better. If that was the case, you could just pay songwriters, but you don't. Y'all are big ass hypocrites. and we see you. To everybody calling them out right now, bravo.
So,
hi.
Salute.
Okay, so can I tell you guys what I am absolutely
to
loving?
Tiffany Red and the 100%er stance that she's taking. I want to just give you an idea of where we're going for the rest of the show, you know? Because what have I been telling y'all all year? This is Eight of Hearts year. It's the year of the great revelation, the great unveiling. A lot of bullshit that's been going on underneath is coming out. From both people we love, from people we don't like, from who else. Whatever motherfuckers have been doing, this Eight of Hearts year is coming out. Chat room, have I not been saying that now for what, 3 months? I started saying that maybe 4 months, in November, into December. I was telling y'all back in December that this Eight of Hearts year, a lot of shit's gonna be coming out. And we seeing more and more of it. We have an issue here in music to where overall what the issue is, Tiffany is talking about Beyonce, but not just Beyonce. She's talking about a lot of artists and how what happened is if you're an up-and-coming artist, right? You're a songwriter, not even up-and-coming, but you're a songwriter. You have a song that you need to pen on a singer. Not only are songwriters and their publishing getting the smallest amount of the pie, the singers who can make money on shows and with appearances are taking percentages of those publishing. So songwriters already have a shrinking piece of the pie, and singers like Beyonce are taking 25% of that without ever changing a word to the song. I appreciate the Cash App, Christopher Ellis. Appreciate the Cash App. So we're seeing a sister step up and fight back. I want to first off say you need to follow her movement, the 100%ers. They are about establishing a union for writers, something that's desperately needed in music. So I want to start off by saying, please follow her movement, follow her union. If you're a songwriter out there, join the union. Band together. Band together. This is the time when you see people having these good causes like this. This is a time to band together. And that's what she's doing. What did I tell y'all during this Aquarian age? This is find your tribe season. You're going to start finding people break away from former tribes that no longer serve them. And they're going to be gravitating towards new groups of people, new tribes, new experiences, new things. And that's happening in real time. That's happening in real time. We're seeing it right now. You're right about that, Christopher Satchel. It's not worth writing songs for artists. It's not worth it. And it's really messed up the chain when it comes to music. Because with music, back in the days, no, you said, Quan asks, do you blame the songwriter or the lawyer that negotiated? You gotta realize, songwriters ain't got lawyers like that. Most of these songwriters, the best songs are written by the up and coming. They're taking those songs, and the way the musicians union is structured, songwriters get a fixed percentage of the pie, and that's determined literally by the government, by a government entity, a government-run organization. Songwriters get already a small percentage of the pie. And when you're dealing with up-and-coming songwriters that don't have the ability to say no, what you're dealing with is the songwriter now has a question to answer. Do they take 100% of nothing or 80% of something? And they're literally being bullied into doing this. Down to the point to where someone like a Beyonce, if you don't take the deal, she'll record it anyway. And then wait for you, already broke, to sue her. And in her settlement agreement, for you to get some money, and your lawyer's going to tell you to take it because that lawyer's probably taking that case pro bono because you don't have the money to afford it. They're going to tell you to take the 90-10 split or the 85-15 split and then sign an NDA deal to never talk about it again in your life. Walking away, that sounds good. And some people will walk away. But you're dealing with artists, not lawyers. You have to understand, this is where the humanity of the artist is played against the artist. This is why the artists always lose. Whenever you get an artist and a business person in the same room, the business person is going to win every time. And a lot of these lawyers out here that you think are on your side are still on the side of the entertainment industry because they want to one day have a job at Sony. They want to one day have a job at these places, at Universal Music Group. So then that lawyer ain't gonna always go too hard on Universal Music Group because they want one of them jobs. But you're paying that lawyer and you don't know this. Then you say no to the song. They go to the next person and the next person because what? When it comes to Black Americans in music, our talent is a dime a dozen. They can make the 30th, it could be 30 writers in the room. And the 30th best writer in the room, you pin those lyrics with the right music production, with the right artist to deliver those lyrics, guess what? You have a hit. You're never going to you can't get 5 people in the room to agree on the same thing. How are you going to get 30? It's a cake that's poisoned from the seasoning, is seasoning the right word for cakes or flour or whatever? It's the flour that's going into the cake. The flour, the sugar, and the eggs are all poisoned. And you, the songwriter, you're handed ingredients that are poisoned from the moment you walk in the door. What are you gonna do? That's why collective bargaining is so important. That's why unions are so important. That's why trillionaires spend so much goddamn money on breaking up unions. Because without unions, you're going to be able to pick apart people every day. And on top of that, you have a child. Do you take 90% of something or 100% of nothing? You don't have a cousin you can call to get you some money, rent due. I realize that the life of an artist is this financially. Financially, artists do this. When they do an uptick, hell, half of their uptick money is paying back the people that got them during the downtick. You get a few things for yourself, pay a couple bills, you right back at even. But here come a downfall. Are you gonna take 90% of something or 100% of nothing? You may do that. You may take 100% of nothing. But if 10 people are faced with that decision, most are going to take 90% of something. Especially artists. Because artists, at the end of the day, artists, man, just want to create. Artists, especially a young artist, artists don't get wise until they get a little older. You're dealing with a 16, 17-year-old artist, 20-year-old artist. They just want to create. 25-year-old artists. And make no mistake about it, the best music comes from the artists that are like 17, 18, 19 years old. You ain't even wise yet at that time. Whatever money you do get is more than whatever you got before. A lot of your best music is coming from 14, 15-year-olds. You put a 15-year-old in a room with a famous celebrity they've been looking up to their whole life, and that celebrity's agent and lawyer. What do you think is going to happen 98 times out of 100? Put a 15-year-old, hell, you can bring their mama in a room. Their mama ain't never been in this entertainment industry. You don't know what mechanics' rights are. You don't know none of that. You just know you're going to get your publishing. And publishing is a big word to a lot of people. You don't understand the fact that you're 14, 15 years old in these rooms. Hell, your mama's infatuated. Your daddy's infatuated because, hell, that's Usher in the other room. That's Puffy. That's Snoop Dogg. That's Beyonce. And when all is said and done, you're still probably going to walk away with a bigger check than you've ever seen in your life, even with that split. That split, especially when you first starting off, it's going to be bigger than anything you've seen. 9 out of 10 times. What you going to do? So that's why I dig her plight. That's why I dig what she's doing. The answer to that is unions. See, they messed up the whole entertainment industry in the recording process. Yes, if you write contracts every day, you will see something differently. Because people who write contracts and people who write music are two different brains. Two different brains. Two different brains. They put them from different areas of creativity. From the linear to the more abstract. The people that are putting from the more abstract are going to have a more abstract point of view than people pulling from the linear. Got to understand this. Everybody can't be wrong. If 8 out of 10 up and coming artists are complaining about something, 9 out of 10, they ain't all wrong. If Taraji Henson is complaining about the same thing as Monique, everybody ain't wrong. It was a quote that I put up the other day. This is what made me start to look at things differently, because I used to sometimes blame the victim. But then one day I was like, damn, if through multiple generations are having the same problem, multiple people having the same problem, then there has to be a problem with the system. Everybody can't be wrong. Everybody can't be wrong. And that's not the one that I want. That's not the one that I want. Here we go. Everybody can't be wrong. And if you notice, it's really only the black artists complaining like this. You don't hear the white artists complaining about their money like that. That begs the question. Are there two different forms of contracts? If you want to understand any problem in America, you need to focus on who profits from that problem, not who suffers from that problem. Dr. Amos Wilson. When you want to understand what's going on, look at who profits from the problem. Who profits from songwriters getting these minuscule amounts? Mind you, songwriters didn't have any decisions on the amount, on the splits that they get in a song, according to BMI and according to the musicians unions. Songwriters have absolutely no say over that small cut that they got from streaming. See, when they destroyed our music, what they did was they destroyed the process. Before streaming, really before the 70s, the way a song was put together was a record label had songwriters. In Motown's case, it was groups like Holland Dozier Holland. Smokey Robinson was a songwriter. They had Ashford and Simpson were songwriters. McFadden and Whitehead over in Philadelphia Sound were the songwriters. You had your songwriters. Then you had your arrangers. And what your arrangers did was they arranged the composition of the music. They would write the notes down for what the singer was going to sing, for what the drummer played, for what the bass player played, the horns. They wrote the arrangements. And then you had a composer. And the composer took the arrangements and put them into the song and made them, and they composed it, and they composed it into the song. And then you had your producer. Your producer is the one that decides, which song arrangement is going to go with these words and how to put the words in the song arrangement together. And then you had your band members, your musicians who pulled the sound off, your sound engineers. And making a song is a true team effort. And out of that team, everyone got paid a fair split. Oftentimes sometimes your producer was also the arranger. So they got a check for producing, and another check for arranging, and another check for composing. Sometimes your producer is a composer and the arranger. Sometimes your singer is a producer because they put the song together. Sometimes your singer is also a writer and a composer because they compose the music behind it. In all of these different spots, there's a different check. When streaming came along and they stopped the physical sales of records, it changed the splits. So songwriters used to go from getting a certain percentage. Just say a songwriter, let's just say $1. It takes $1 for everyone to speak $1. Where back in the day, a songwriter, out of this $1 that's split amongst everybody making the song, the songwriter may have gotten, let's just throw a number out there, 10% of that $1 the songwriter got for every album sold. Whatever that $1 that they split, say hypothetically the songwriter got 10%, 10 cents out of every $1 that the pie was getting busted up in. And at the time, you actually had units that were moving, CDs, tapes, albums, records. That dollar amount will multiply over the years and you get this nice chunk of money. Well, when streaming came along, you go from getting 10 cents out of that $1 that's being spent to now 1 penny out of that $1, or 2 pennies out of that $1 instead of 10 cents. Now your pay gets cut from 10 cents to 2 pennies. And that singer, Beyonce, is saying, these 2 pennies you're getting, I want 25% of those. Let's make the number even. You're getting 4 pennies now instead of 10 pennies. You're getting 4 pennies now for every song. The singer, who did nothing to write the song, nothing to change the song, didn't add anything to it, is saying, okay, now give me one of those pennies. Now you're getting 3 pennies. Your lifestyle has already gotten cut from 10 pennies to 4. Now you're getting 3. But if you say no, you might stop getting these calls. If you say yes, the song can be so amazing, you can eventually get more songs. What are 9 out of 10 people going to do? See what I mean? See what I mean? What's up, Great Black Shark? That's why I call out artists like Beyonce and Jay-Z. Because they steal from black people. Artists out here struggling. And you got the so-called top of the top taking what little that they got. So when it comes to a Beyonce, if you don't sign this over, Beyonce is going to say, we're going to do this the easy way or the hard way. Either I'm going to take this album and give you 75% of what you wrote, or I'm going to take it anyway and keep it all, and you're going to have to sue me for 75% of what you wrote. How do you want it? Yeah, nigga, that's how this game works. Music is dirty, bruh. You can't come in here with no mindset thinking that it's all uppity up and you got some leverage. Either you play with them or they take it. And no one's going to come help you. As a matter of fact, the best lawyers won't help you if you have the money. You know why? Because those best lawyers don't want problems with who's distributing that music. Because if you fuck up their cash cow, Sony, Universal Music Group, BMG, if you fuck up they cash cow, they can fuck you up. It is real out here in the streets. I promise you. I promise you. Oh, shit. Yeah. Hold on one second. Yeah. All right, cool. So you also got to understand this. When it comes to black music, the black artists are faced and fronted with different deals than the white artists. White artists start their negotiation at a totally different start than our black artists do. And a lot of the black people that are hired to make decisions are Negroes that they know are going to play the game. Go back to my interview with Mr. Bobby Rush. He talks about Willie Dixon at Chess Records and how Willie Dixon was doing a lot of things to screw over the black artists. They learned back then at Chess Records. Black folks are going to start to see through the bullshit. If a white person is doing it. So don't have a white person do it. Put a nigga out front. And go to DewanB.com. I got my GoFundMe up for my documentary. Appreciate that, Argenteria Harden, that and Tom Terry. We still filming episode number 2. I'm gonna be in church next week, filming some episodes on my next gospel episode. We need to cross 10 grand. We've been trying to get that since December. Come on, y'all. And then I got my course. For those of you who want to know this music history up and down, I need you to come and join my 100 Years of Black American Music History class. 8 classes. 8 classes, y'all. Breaking down the last 100 years of recorded Black American music history. And then go to breakthroughcards.com for your reading. So let's read a little bit more into Tiffany Red. Tiffany Red, I had to find out, what's her birthday? Yeah, I'm about to read some of her cards and see why she over here ruffling feathers. Oh, y'all talking about country music? Yeah, I'm glad the conversation about country music being ours is coming back up. Because it is. It's our music. Check the video I posted before this one, breaking some of that down. Y'all know how, do y'all want to know a little bit about country music real quick before I go into her cards? Look up this man right here. D. Ford Bailey. D. Ford Bailey set the standard as to how the harmonica would be played in country music. All of your country music harmonica players that came after played like him. He's one of the cornerstones, one of the pillars of country music. You want to know who was a country music thug? Jimmy Rogers. Jimmy Rogers had the most, he's known as the father of country music. He had a song called Blue Yodel where he integrated yodeling with the banjo for white people. Because truth is, according to Jimmy Rogers himself, he heard black people doing it. And he heard black people in Appalachia yodeling and playing the banjo. So he started doing it. And he became known as the father of country music with his flamboyant lifestyle. Jimmy Rogers was known to spend money as fast as he got it. You see him in front of his car right here? He was a flashy motherfucker. And Jimmy Rogers, like a lot of country artists, he was a studio hick. He wasn't really country. Jimmy Rogers See, one thing about country music, a lot of it is fake the same way people are faking what their being studio gangsters. Most country artists were from the upper Northeast, but what they would do is they would take on a Southern affect. Now, Jimmy Rogers was actually from Mississippi, but he moved up to the city after he got on. But Jimmy Rogers was probably the only somewhat authentic country singer. Because like I said, he was actually from Mississippi. Most country artists that came after Jimmy Rogers were from the upper Northeast. And they would come and start wearing overalls, put a straw in their mouth and get a straw tooth hat and play the game. The same way these fake ass rappers like Plies play like they gangsters. Ain't none of this shit new, nigga. But yeah, Jimmy Rogers used to get all of his money and spend it on hoes and clothes. And he went broke for a while, spending his money on hoes and clothes, even though he was highly paid for the times. So when they tell you, man, these rappers are the only ones that be spending all their money, put some baby powder on your hands and slap them and tell them to shut the fuck up and learn some goddamn history. Yeah, just like Elvis. But why is, going back to Tiffany Red, why is she protesting? Why is she taking a stand? Who is Tiffany Red? I don't know her history, but I do know her birthday based on Wikipedia. Her birthday is December 24th, Christmas Eve, which is a 7 of hearts. What does that mean? What does Tiffany Red being a 7 of hearts mean? Glad you asked. What it means is, let's put her picture down here. What it means is she is somebody that does not mind stepping over the line. A line. She's a line stepper. 7 of hearts people are habitual line steppers. They don't give a fuck. They will cross boundaries. If they feel something is short, something ain't the way they want it to be, they will crip walk on your boundaries and not give a fuck. She has that 7 of diamonds in Mercury. That tells me her finances, like a lot of 7 of hearts people, are up and down. The 7 of diamonds deals with a lot of booms and busts financially. A lot of highs and a lot of lows. And they have to tap into a higher spiritual nature to write things. A lot of tangible highs and lows with that 7 of diamonds in Mercury. Also that's where a lot of her voice comes from when it comes to her writing. Value based. 7 of diamonds, they're very rigid in their values. Whatever values and parameters that she sets for herself, she's very rigid about it. And she's not going to play with anybody playing with her values. And you see right now with her maturity, she's saying that, she's not a struggling artist, so she can make good decisions. But a lot of that came after years of putting in work and making decisions where publishing was taken, because that's the situation that she was in. But now that she's in a situation where she's like, I'm not doing it no more, she's literally starting a union. Because that 7 of diamonds, when you start to do things outside of its core values, it's going to have a problem. She has that Jack of Hearts in Mars. That actually what makes her a pretty good songwriter. I don't know much of her music, but I could tell by her Mars card, her music has to definitely deal with certain levels of heartbreak, but also jonesing around with it. Like Jack of Hearts she connects emotionally. Her music connects to people from a heart level. If they're having a Jack of Hearts in their spread, that right there tells me all already. And also look, her Neptune card is a King of Hearts. That's it right there. That's the Neptune's where your creativity, where she writes. Where that music comes from Neptune. When I'm reading musicians, I go, if I want to know what kind of musicians you are, I'm gonna go to your motherfucking Neptune card. If you're an artist out there and you want to get read and you want to know where your greatness comes from as an artist, come to me, nigga. I got you. That Neptune card, King of Hearts. That tells me her creativity comes, and she has a higher level of care, like a higher level of understanding of love. Understand this about the King of Hearts. When it comes to love, although it has the biggest heart to love, the biggest capacity to love, it will defend its love by any means necessary. She loves her music. She loves what she does. So her forming a union, her coming out and speaking, is based in her loving what she's into and wanting it to be right. And she's willing to take whatever consequences come her way for this to happen. All I gotta say is, if it's anybody out there opposing this sister, watch out. Because she has right on her side. We're in the Eight of Hearts here. So she has the universal energy behind her. Eight of Hearts, like you all know, is the year of revelation. So there are two things it takes to be a part of that. One, be honest with your intentions. Be pure with your intentions. Whatever you're revealing, make sure it's coming from a place of love. Make sure it's coming from a place of justice. Make sure it's coming from a place that is to the benefit of the greater good. And two, make sure whoever you're quote unquote revealing, make sure you focus that on people who are doing things to hurt people. Not people who are out there may have made a mistake here or there. It's some people out here that are hurting people. So if your intentions are pure and you're revealing somebody who's out here actively hurting someone, you got spirit behind you. You got spirit with you. Spirit's gonna have your back. Spirit is going to have your back. Spirit is going to have your back. Make sure you're in alignment with what's right. Make sure you're in alignment with the greater good and the good of the people and the good of the situation. And you'll be fine. That's why I told y'all, man, it's Eight of Hearts year. This is the year of revelation, man. This is the year of the revelation. Let's go a little further in her cards. This is her year This is where she is right now in her year. Oh shit! Oh, and she's in the 8 of Hearts year. Pfft. Her yearly card for her personal spread is the spread of the is the card of the year. When your yearly spread aligns with the year, the energy of the year, then that energy is double in your life. She's getting a yearning from spirit. Her spirit got her doing this. Ooh, you niggas better not fuck with Tiffany Red. Her being in an 8 of Hearts personal year, in an 8 of Hearts year, this is a spiritual mission from her. Don't fuck with that young black woman. You better support her. You better support her. Some shit ain't right. And there are people out here that are incarnated in this planet at this time that have been born here to write things. There are people in here on this planet right now that have a spiritual mission in their heart and their soul, man. There are people out here that have a spiritual mission and that they came here for. And y'all ever hear about people back in the day saying the indigo children and the crystal children? Well, the indigos and the crystals are waking up. Let's get a little spiritual here. Let's tell you how things work. You hear these messages. You've been hearing about the indigo children since the 80s. It's the reason why my background is indigo. We've been here since the 80s, frustrated in the 90s, seeing what was going on, really frustrated in the 2010s. Oh my God. The 2000s, from 2000 to 2015, oh my God, that was really frustrating for us indigos. Everything was about hoes and clothes. Niggas was so goddamn superficial. It was about rims, bitches, fucking, and nothing of substance. And then the last decade, you've been seeing substance start to make a return. That's because these energy years, the signs, astrology, the cards tell you what season we're in for things. The 90s were clubs years. It was all about what you see, what you feel, what you think. What it's about in your head. You know, you're dealing with the early 2000s were heart seasons, was when we got into the heart seasons. And things, that's why we're a lot more emotional. Niggas is hella emotional these days. We're in the heart years. And how you add up the card of the year is you add the numbers up to the year, and whatever number that comes out to is the number of the card. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, 2024, that adds up to the number 8. And the 8th card in the deck is the 8 of Hearts. The same way 2023 added up to 7, which made last year a 7 of Hearts year. Comprende? So the fact that she's in an 8 of Hearts personal year, this is the time in the alignment of the universe for these people who were born with these spiritual missions to wake up and be about their mission. And a lot of you niggas out there got missions. You ain't got to press nothing in the chat room and give me an amen. This is between you and your own two ears. There are a lot of you out there listening to me right now that your spirit has been telling you to go in a certain direction, but you haven't because you in fear. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust the outcome. And you're more willing to take a safe mediocrity, more than willing to take safe displeasure, even worse than mediocrity. You're willing to be uncomfortable in order to stay safe. If that's you, you ain't got to say nothing, but you know who I'm talking to. This reading is for you. You got something in your spirit that your spirit is telling you to do. Get off your rusty, dusty ass and do it, nigga. Please. For you. And for us. Everybody on earth got a small snipe tither. He had a small tither of a piece to input to the whole. But without your slither of a piece to input to the whole don't get filled. And when I say whole, W-H-O-L-E, the whole. We all have a piece of the whole, W. Not H-O-L-E, the whole, W-H. We all contribute a piece of that whole. Whole sum. The sum. Wholesome is an aggregate. The sum of the whole. You got a fucking piece. Your piece might be being a nail tech. But guess what, black woman? We need, even for you gay black dudes out there, be a nail tech. Black woman. Because a lot of niggas are tired of going to Chun-Li. Your piece of the whole may be to be a black masseuse. We need wellness people out there. Your piece of the whole might be the person that amplifies the message. You retweet things, you push it out. That might be your piece. Your piece might be making sure that you don't, that your children have an identity, a racial identity first. That may be your piece to the whole. Your piece might be making thumbnails for somebody who, I don't know. But you gotta read your cards. You gotta know your cards and know your piece to the whole. And give it. No matter how insignificant it may seem, nigga, we need it. What would we all be without the person that decided they're willing to climb in rainy weather to the top of a light pole to reattach a down power line? I tell you one goddamn thing, I wouldn't be able to contribute my piece to the whole by talking to y'all, because I wouldn't have no fucking power. I have power because somebody woke up, somebody had a dream one day and said, you know what? I want to be an electrician and I want to work for the Department of Water and Power. And their piece was, when they grew up as kids, they were always messing with cables and stuff and into electronics. You were probably the kid that was trying to plug things into the fire, into the plug outlet. Then your mama had to come and slap your ass and be like, you about to burn the house down, boy. You took that curiosity and you flipped that into being somebody who works for the Department of Water and Power. Now it's my turn, DeJuan Brown, is my turn to contribute my piece, which is synthesizing information, harmonizing information, and putting it out there to the whole. I can't contribute my piece because somebody didn't answer the call that would have been willing to climb up that light pole when my power went out. There is no small piece, nigga. So give us your piece. But in the same time, while you giving us your piece, so we can all have peace, nobody bigger than you should be taking your piece. Beyonce. That's cruel. That's evil. Somebody worked their ass off to contribute their piece to the pie, and you take it because you can. I don't respect that shit. For none of you punk ass artists. That ain't how you treat people. That ain't how you treat people. That ain't how you treat people. So when these Steven motherfuckers do shit like this, yeah, I'm gonna have something to say. Cause it ain't right. You can be rich and they eat too. Why are you taking money out of an artist, especially a creative? Shouts out to my creatives out there. You know what it's like being a creative. You only thing you want as an artist is to put your art out. That's really all you want. You really don't even care about the money, especially when you're young. And then you get to an age you realize, yo, I need money. Like, I gotta buy milk. I gotta put gas in my car. I gotta pay these high ass insurance premiums that just rose by 40% in the state of California. Allstate, fuck you. You realize these things are due. And on top of that, you put in the work. You put in the work. You put in the work. And the work you put in, other people are being wealthy off of. And when you get past Beyonce, the people who wrote the rules to give you such a small percentage of the cut anyway, the Hofkowitz behind Beyonce, the people with the last name Berg, and them white boys behind her, their children's children are eating off your lyrics. At what time do we listen to Dr. Amos Wilson? If you want to understand any problem in America, you need to focus on who profits from that problem, not who suffers from it. I had to send that text message for some bullshit going on right now real quick. Sorry about that, y'all. Sometimes you gotta do two things at once. So back to her cards. Likewise, TT Summer. Yeah, her environment is a 3 of diamonds this year. That means she's with the shits. Your environment card is a 3 of diamonds. That means you're with the shenanigans. You're with the shenanigans. Oh, and Lord, she's with them. Eight of spades displacement, 8 of spades peak. That means hard work. She's willing to put in the work. The thing she has going in her favor is the 8 of spades is a blessed card for hard work. It gets rewarded by its hard work if it can avoid pessimism and self-doubt. So if I knew her, if you know anybody that knows her, as long as she keeps pessimism and self-doubt out the way, she's fine. She'll get through this and she'll get what she needs and she'll be effective. She just can't let all that other shit be in the world be going on in her head. And then has a supportive karma of a king of clubs. That's the power to dictate law and write the law. So she got a lot of power going in her favor. A lot of power. That 9 of clubs in Jupiter, that's a new way of thinking, a graduation in thought. 5 of spades and transformation, that's death and rebirth card. So she's transforming. Her transformation card is literally an ending of something that doesn't work. So the sister got a lot of cards going in her favor for the fight that she's fighting this year. She just needs to be focused on what she wants, visualize the highest outcome for what she wants, and keep fighting the fight, and she'll be fine. So if anybody knows Tiffany Red, send her this. I don't know her. I wasn't too familiar with her before this, but you guys know me. When I see somebody out there fighting for the right cause, when I see somebody out there fighting for something that's going to be great, I support them. If you're fighting for something that's going to be of greater good to humanity, I support you. I support anybody that's on the side of the everyday person and the masses, standing up to the bullshit that is them folks. Capiche? Y'all get it? Join the Patreon right now. Patreon.com/DejuanB. Go to my Patreon right now, because that's where I got some interviews coming up. I'll be interviewing tomorrow the great Dr. Clyde Winters. We'll be interviewing Dr. Clyde Winters tomorrow. And then I'm going to interview him live on YouTube. And then I'm going to get back to my comedian and musician interviews next week. We're going to have CP, I think, next week. I got a few other people lined up for next week to interview. Join the Patreon live interview lounge. And then the exclusive lounge where you get to ask exclusive questions. My documentary Insider Level, that's you supporting my documentary. Anytime I have anything new coming out, you get first look. But that documentary is just for you to give me a cool monthly support on putting the documentary out, my series. And then my Cardology reading circle. My Cardology reading circle offers discounts to personal readings. Also, it offers monthly readings for the cost, for the price. All right. And then if you ever want to give a gift card to somebody else, my Cardology site, if you want to buy a gift card to somebody else, if you're a Patreon member, you get 30% off whatever gift cards you want to give to somebody else on a reading. You can register for my 100 Years of Black American Music History course. Only $50 per class. 8 classes starting the first Sunday in March. I think it was March 3rd. Whatever that first Sunday is in March. That's when we starting, all right? So, yeah. Somebody said Beyonce and Jay Thief. That shit was funny. Beyonce and Jay Thief. Y'all stupid. But I appreciate y'all for listening. And my last message of the day, this is all entertainment at the end of the day. This is all entertainment. Don't get your hearts all wrapped up into this shit. But at the same time, even though there's entertainment when it comes to the people that you love, there are real life people who are not part of the show that are starving in order to produce the results for the things that you love. So have an open heart. And even if you don't get it, stand on the side of the people that are fighting, because nobody that's working deserves to go broke. The only people who should be broke are people who don't work. If you're working and you're being productive, you shouldn't need to go broke. Especially in an industry that's making so much money. All right. Thank y'all for again. And remember, there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. I'm out, y'all.